Hi, my gardening friends. I'm Lark, and I'm in Wisconsin, Zone 5, and I'd like to give you an update on my bog garden, container bog garden. I'm on my way down to it. This is my fairy garden. I have 6 grandchildren, and they like this type of fantasy thing. Having flowers down in the garden is very beneficial, and a lot of you are finding that out. Now you are putting flowers in your garden. This is my Siberian iris. Isn't that pretty right now? It attracts a lot of bees and beneficial insects. Now I have a fence around my, this is about 3 feet here, and wooden pallets on one side, hoping to keep the deer out. It's worked for 2 years now. What happens is they get confused. You can see I have some tomato towers stacked on one another here, and some teepees or twig trellising for my beans, and there isn't a clear shot in here without them hitting something. So I'm thinking that's what's keeping them out of the garden. Here's the back side of the fairy garden. Fairy village. Something whimsical down in my veggie garden. This is Peppermint Lane. The girls named it because I have peppermint growing down here on the path, and it smells really good as they walk through it, so they call it Peppermint Lane. This is a yellow flag iris, and my much needed toolbox, so I don't have to go up. Plastic bags are in there for picking too. Okay. This plastic greenhouse I really didn't use for growing in this year, but I might as well have it up. I put these things in sometimes when it got too cold. Even though it got pretty cold in here, I had to cover them in here also. This is my leftover beans that I started with using the paper towel method and then transferred them to 4-inch pots. Of course, I planted too many, but I was afraid a frost would hit some of them, and I needed them. In here are my nasturtiums. They get planted tomorrow, and some hyacinth bean vine. And Donna, there's my lemongrass seedlings. Morning glories are in there, a few peppers. In here is I don't want to take it out because I have it kind of airtight in there so the squash vine board doesn't get in here. There's some leftover pumpkins I'm going to plant over by my mom's. I planted mine here already, and they're under there. I had to use duct tape on some of the holes and hoping it works. Just do what you can do, right? I wanted to get them in the ground. They're in pots. I have used in my pots unfinished compost on the bottom, a couple inches of it. And then on top of it, a combination I mixed of compost finished, a little topsoil, azomite, worm castings, peat moss, and perlite. Equal parts of each except the topsoil. I only put like a quarter in there. Some peppers. Now you can see that these are jalapenos and some Simpson Delight lettuce in there. Simpson Elite. I sink the pot into, there's a bog under here, so I'm hoping it keeps it more moist. Worked pretty good last year. So I sunk all these containers. These are the Japanese yard-long beans, green, and I use saplings for trellising them. And in here, these are some huge Rubbermaid totes. I don't know what size they are. They're about 3 foot by 18 inches or so. And they're sunk in the ground too, and I have a Amish paste in there. I have some cosmos. This is a basil, sweet basil. I have some yellow peppers or red peppers in there, and lettuce. So I'm over planting. I can always pull out if the plants look stressed. This is a lettuce leaf basil, and each leaf will get as big as my hand. So it's really nice. It covers the whole tomato sandwich with one leaf. This one here is a Polish linguiça, which I had planted last year, and I liked it. Planted some morning glories in some pots so they climb up the fence. And morning glories don't like a lot of fertilizer, so I'm putting them in a pot by themselves so I don't worm tea them or give them too fertile a soil. What do I have here? Some more basil, bell peppers, and this is a super beef steak. Right now, showing you this is almost useless because they just look like a tomato, right? I inverted tomato cages. These are about 3.5 foot each one. And then I inverted them and zip tied them together so I get them taller. Good for the tomato and keeps the deer from jumping in. These are the red noodle beans. And again, I twigged them, put a piece of twine around them to hold them together. And I'm hoping that they, grow up these and then hang again like last year. They're not real confined like a teepee would be. Easier to pick. In my fire pit, I put a zucchini. And, oh, there's a pretty dragonfly. We have a lot of dragonflies back here. You didn't get to see it, I bet, because of the creek. My peas, I don't know when they're going to get flowers. They're looking pretty good. They're looking very good. These are planted in the bog. It's the only thing I have planted right directly in the ground, and my celery. And I'm hoping that they stay continually moist. We'll see. I have celery up in the other raised bed too, so I don't know. I'm looking for flowers, you guys. Looks like pretty soon, right? Pretty soon. But all these things were started in my south windows and then put into the clear plastic totes that acted as a mini greenhouse. And in Wisconsin, I have plants growing already and vining. And to me, that's super. Some people are just putting them in the ground now. I'm hoping this works. The dog days of summer will be the test to see how fast these containers dry out. I know I have to at least water them every other day, if not every day during the real hot periods. This is Kentucky Wonder Bean. And I put the twigs in on this side so they trellis up this concrete reinforcement without interfering with the peas on the other side. The peas will be done harvesting by the time the beans are up high. Plus, this is east to west, so they'll get sun, both the beans and the peas. The cucumbers, they'll take partial shade. And look at that, you guys. Wisconsin, and I got a little cucumber. There's several on here. This is Market Moore 76, thanks to Bernard for turning me on to it. I like it. I put some cosmos in there for flowers, some cilantro, let it go to seed to attract insects. And these two here, cucumbers, are a telegraph, a Japanese long. Another large tote, and these are the telegraph again. And I have the twigs in here to have them trellis up and weep and hang, but they'll be easy to pick. More flowers in there, some borage. I have some borage in with the pumpkins too. Oh, I forgot to tell you what was under there. That's pumpkins, and I don't want the squash vine borer to get it. So I'll keep it covered for a couple more weeks, and they should be done laying their eggs.